Welcome to The Fix. I'm Thomas Du Bois.
And I'm Meredith Burris.
Big announcement this week in NASCAR news. Carl Edwards leaving NASCAR Cup Racing.
Yeah, definitely a disappointment for NASCAR fans. We're all going to miss him, but he no doubt left behind a legendary career.
I'm going to miss his personality on track. I mean, racing for wins, going for championships all the time, and those wins with the backflips, I don't know if any other driver can do that. Definitely going to be a void in NASCAR with him.
Yeah, we'll miss out on that personality. But don't forget, we still have Carl Edwards diecast available at LionelRacing.com, or be sure to check with your local dealers.
And the number 19 car will still be on track in the 2017 NASCAR Cup Series. Daniel Suarez running for Rookie of the Year contention.
Yep, and you can order his diecast also online at LionelRacing.com, and we'll have some great new releases of his coming out in 2017. So stay tuned.
We also have some really good new releases to share with you this week too. We have Eric Almirola's 2017 STP car.
And Kevin Harvick's 2017 Busch Beer.
We also have Kevin Harvick's 2017 Jimmie Johnson diecast.
And Kurt Busch's 2017 Haas Automation.
We also have Kurt Busch's 2017 Haas Automation Monster Energy car as well.
So don't forget to order these at LionelRacing.com or your local dealers.
Racewin diecast by Lionel Racing are probably the most highly anticipated diecast release that we produce. Fans from across the United States and even the world go to NASCAR races, and they get these cars after the race. They order them from LionelRacing.com, they're dealers. But the great thing about these cars is you have guys who collect all the certain drivers, but not just that, when they're at a race, they will buy a car that may not be there for a certain driver just to commemorate that weekend at the racetrack they had. So what I want to do today is I'm going to introduce you to Jimmie Nelson. He's one of our artists who actually does a lot of our Racewin diecast and all of our cars. So, Jimmie, we're talking about we got the Jimmie Johnson Homestead race version diecast. Actually, he clinched a championship in, and this is one of the biggest cars of the year. 7-time champion now. That car secured him a 7-time championship. It's his Racewin diecast. Can you tell us what it really takes to make a Racewin diecast? All the work and all the intricate details that it takes to make a Racewin diecast.
Lots of work. There's everything from tire damage, body damage, confetti, just front and back, top to bottom, everything needs to be tweaked and adjusted because there's just so much that goes into race wins, and we got to deal with it all.
What's probably like the most difficult part? What's probably the hardest part from the artist standpoint of? I mean, I see all that confetti on there. How do you place all that confetti? I mean, it is probably a lot of people, even someone as simple as myself, sitting in my office, I would think, hey, it's probably just a wrap, right? Did you just lay it on there? Is it that easy?
No, not really. It actually starts out like this. It starts out with a blank car.
Okay.
So we go to the blank car, and then we start to add confetti to it. So I can see right here on the roof that there's a lot of confetti. So I start off with 2, one of each color, and I just duplicate.
Okay. Wow.
And that's how it starts. I mean, there's no shortcut around it. Some of the areas, like right here, where there's a lot of confetti, I can't duplicate all of this. So what I'll do is I might just take a handful of confetti and then multiply it.
Gotcha.
Multiply it.
Make it look really good and as best as possible. Now, so I've seen some of these too have like stars that almost like blew off on the side where they almost when they come out of the can, it's got like half stars. Do you actually leave it just a whole star, or do you guys actually cut it down to actually cut the pieces off in some areas?
We just cut it. We cut it if there's places like if you look at this confetti right here.
Right.
This is missing some stars, so we'll go over here to the O and pick on the piece of confetti. This guy right here.
Yep.
Just use the eraser tool and cut off the parts that need to be cut off, so it kind of looks like that.
Right. Okay, that's very cool.
Or we'll just hand draw it. Use the pen tool, and if this guy right here is a little piece, we'll just take it and draw it in.
And just another little piece. Wow. So how long does it take Racewin, do you believe, from start to finish? I mean, you have to do the stars. Is that probably the hardest part, just matching up all the confetti on a Racewin, and then you have some other things like what else do you have to do? You got the damage. How hard is the damage to replicate at times?
Damage is I think it's kind of fun because you get to sit there and you get to play with Do you want to see that Tony Stewart car that I have?
Sure, show us that Tony Stewart car.
So we could see the damage. So this is a flat car, and we had to make it look like he bashed the front of it in.
Right.
That to us is fun. We'd like to do that.
Yeah, just trying to take flat art and add enough shading just to make it look like it was really damaged. Well, I know the Tony Stewart car delivered as well this year, and that car was phenomenal on the side panel. We had so many people tell us that looked like it was really wrecked. People who didn't purchase the car thought that was actually dented in on that side. In fact, they thought Lionel Racing actually dented that side in, and when they found out it was all done by decaling and by shading that you guys had done, they were really phenomenal.
Yeah, my coworker Jeff did that car, and he did a great job at doing that.
Yeah, that car was great. We had a lot of people talk about that. All right, so back to the Jimmie Johnson
confetti.
Back to Jimmie Johnson confetti. So he also did a burnout. So what do you do with the burnouts? He did a burnout, cut the fender off.
So what we want to do is when we send this off, we want to make sure that we show them what the tire looks like and how it was shredded. So we'd like to add a picture inside of the art itself, as well as send them our reference photos. It's the same photo right there.
Okay.
So once we include that photo, so it helps them visualize what we're trying to interpret in the art, because that's at the end of the day, that's all we're doing is we're trying to interpret the damage that's been done on the racetrack.
Exactly.
And then the cutout right here, so we'll mark it, we'll put it in as a fade where the cutout should be on there, and that kind of helps with them also understanding where it needs to be
when they're going to
cut.
actually cut that piece of the car off.
Exactly, because it'd be nice if they could take a pair of pliers and bend back every single car and stuff like that. But
all right, well, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh,
Jimmy Nelson's been here 4 years doing cars for probably 4 years. That's a ton of cars. What's probably the most favorite car you've ever done? Can you think about that?
Oh, I know. There's a few of them off the top of my head. The Kevin Harvick Phoenix, one of the two Phoenix.
Oh,
ones.
where he shredded the whole fender off the car,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably one of the collector's most favorite cars we've ever produced because of all the damage on that car as well.
And I think there was also it was Logano where he actually caught the back quarter panel on fire. That was a fun one as well. But yeah, another one of my favorite one is Kurt Busch, where he blew out the back end when he won the race, and the whole car was slammed down and tore up the rear end of it as well. That's fun because that's a lot of Photoshop work, and that's to me that makes it a lot of fun, is to be able to take parts of the car from the picture that raced and cut out the damaged parts and put them on the actual car itself.
Okay.
And you do that by a lot of Photoshop work. You have to cut out just the damage itself, not so much the car, because you can't do that, because in order to make special finishes,
right,
you have to have a transparent background on it. So you just do there, and you just go out and you just pretty much take a pen and just cut out what you want and then what you don't want, and then you put it on the car and you make it look right. You make it look like this is this car right here.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do with the race wins.
All right. Well, that's awesome, Jimmy. Man, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I think I think everyone will really appreciate, man, this great inside look you get on race wins. And here's the good news: this car was one of the best sellers of 2016 of race wins. I actually checked online before we came in here to this meeting. Only 6 Elite left on LionelRacing.com and only like 9 ARCs left. I'm sure your dealers have them, so check LionelRacing.com or through your dealers to order this Homestead Race Win diecast today. Ever since Jimmie Johnson won his record-tying 7th championship, everybody's been asking, can we see the artwork, the rendering, anything we can see to see that championship diecast? Well, I have something even better. I have the prototype diecast. This is your first look at this prototype diecast, and it looks great. 2016 championship diecast, Sprint Cup championship diecast. Looks phenomenal. Best news is it's still available to order on LionelRacing.com or through your local dealers. Another question we've been getting a ton of questions about is the Toyota Camry. People have been asking, how far along are you in the process in the 2017 Toyota Camry with all the changes and with the new announcement that was just announced this month? Great news is we've been working on this and we got really far along. This is actually the model that you see here. So there still could be a couple changes and tweaks as we get approvals from Toyota. But overall, this car looks great and you're going to see those starting to deliver hopefully in April. So you definitely want to get your orders in for all your new 2017 Toyota Camrys as well on LionelRacing.com or through your local dealers. If you have questions for us to answer on future episodes of The Fix, be sure to send them to us using #TheFix on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.